Here's a really quick recipe to impress your friends with. Spicy garlic shiitake noodles. They're quick, they're easy, and they're super delicious. This noodle recipe is really easy. We're gonna start with the sauce, then we're gonna move to saute the shiitakes, add the noodles, mix it up, quick, easy, and done. So let's start with the sauce. 2 tablespoons sesame oil, a tablespoon of tomato paste. I'm gonna be adding 3 tablespoons of mirin. If you don't have that and you have rice wine vinegar at home, it's 2 tablespoons in this recipe. Next is 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Oyster sauce actually contains oyster juice. So if you have a shellfish allergy, you wanna be very careful. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can use a gluten-free soy sauce if you'd like. You would also have to switch out the noodles to make this recipe gluten-free. The noodles we're using today are wheat ramen noodles, whereas you can buy a rice noodle and have it be gluten-free. We're also adding a tablespoon of chili paste, a teaspoon of brown sugar. Mix it all together. Set it aside, and let's move on to the shiitakes. So these are some nice fresh shiitakes from the farmer's market. I begin by taking the stems out. Not everybody does that, but I do.
Yeah, why do you take them off?
I don't like the way they look in a dish. I have about 5 ounces of shiitake mushroom, 15 medium size. So you want to clean your shiitakes. You want to rinse them gently to get any of the black specks of dirt off of them. Dry them off, and then you come back to your cutting board and julienne them up. So the title of this recipe is Spicy Garlic Shiitake Noodles. So what that means is lots of garlic. I'm gonna do 5 cloves.
So that's about a clove per ounce of
Mushrooms. Oh, good one. I'm going to slice them thickly because I want them to cook with the mushrooms, not before or after. You can add them straight to the bowl. For this recipe, 2 inches of ginger will do. You're going to grate it on your grater. After I grate it, I'm gonna give it a rough chop just to make sure some of the big chunks get a little cut up. And add it to the bowl. To finish the prep for this recipe is the scallions. They're actually used at the end to throw on raw, but we're gonna prep them now to just have it all done and move efficiently through the recipe. Clean the scallions by cutting the tip off and taking that outer layer off. Lastly, a little lime. I'm cutting the ends off, cutting it down the middle, and I'm gonna cut half moons. Let's go cook our shiitakes. Turn your pan on high. Add some oil.
You're using olive oil?
Yes. You can use vegetable oil or olive oil. And I'm also gonna add butter to the pan. Mushrooms cooked in butter are so good. So before the butter completely melts, you want to throw in your mushrooms. That also includes the garlic and the ginger. Spread it around the pan. Let it cook for a few minutes before you touch it. You don't want to move the food in the pan before it creates a sear, which is a casing or a cooking or a browning around the food. And if you move it before that, it breaks that sear and then the juices of the mushroom actually come out. And you kind of want to hold them in the mushroom. A little salt, some freshly ground pepper. These are to taste. If you don't like it so spicy, you don't use as much freshly ground pepper. Red pepper flakes, again, it's your level of spiciness. You put in as little, none, or more. After a few minutes, we're gonna mix it. Lower the temperature a little bit and let it cook. While the mushrooms are cooking, we are gonna start boiling the water. Just coming over here and giving our mushrooms and our ginger and some garlic, just a little mixing it up. Making sure all sides of the mushroom get brown, the chunks of garlic get cooked, the ginger cooks in. A few more minutes. The mushrooms start getting soft and a little translucent. The garlic gets a little browned and the ginger starts browning as well. Once that happens, I'm gonna pull it off the fire. It's gonna continue to cook in our pan for a few more minutes, and that's fine. Ramen noodles are really simple to cook. Boiling water, drop them in, 3 minutes on these. Bigger pan would have been better, you were right, but it's okay.
Danielle didn't listen to me. I told her to take a bigger.
This is gonna be perfect. Because we have such a small pan, you do want to mix them so they all loosen up and separate from each other. 3-4 minutes, noodles are done. Taste one. They should be soft and a little chewy, but not hard. So the noodles are cooked, the sauce has been made, and the garnish has been cut. We're ready to roll. Add the noodles, we're gonna add our shiitake mix, and then we're gonna add the sauce and toss it up. Give it a quick mix with your whisk. Pour it on and toss. Garnish with some scallions. Squeeze a little lime, an extra lime for garnish. I'm personally allergic to oyster sauce, so Yael's gonna take a taste for me.
No problem. Delicious. I can taste the ginger. It's a tiny bit spicy, but the little bit that you put already has a kick, so just bear that in mind. And I'm loving the scallions.
You can find this recipe in the description and the link below.
And make sure you follow us for more quick and easy recipes. I'm gonna eat that. Ciao.